Working from home can be a challenge in lots of different ways. You don't break state with a journey to the office. You maybe change room, but that's about it. So your office day doesn't start as normal, hopefully not with a gun. The journey to work is one of the triggers we use to tell ourselves that we're at work now, which means even starting your day can be a challenge. Next is the problem of your new office space. And chances are it's a table or maybe a desk in your home. It could be all a table. If you're lucky, it's in a separate room. But we're not all living in places that are large enough to do that, so you could be sharing the space in lots of ways. And you may or may not have a garden that could be used as office space. That's always assuming the weather's conducive to that approach. So our personal space blends into our office space, and it almost makes that cubicle seem attractive. Do what you can to establish a boundary for your work from home space. Could be a few clipboards or boxes so there's some kind of boundary. Not the barbed wire in the previous thing, or it could even be taking over half the table for your office, leaving the rest for other members of your household. Another challenging part can be the simple fact you're at home. Other people in your household need to respect the fact that you're there, but you're working. And you're not there and ready to drop everything you're working on, just have a chat with them. Or sort something out that's been bugging them. It's different from a physical boundary, in many ways it's actually more difficult to address. After all, you're just working, or are you just ignoring everyone else? Another aspect of working from home is the sort of control aspect that being with other workers has over the things that you do. You can't just stop and play the latest game, otherwise people at work would notice. Same goes for long personal phone calls or playing exceptionally loud music. All those can happen when you're working from home. And unless your company's installed the latest spyware, there's little chance of being detected, so you try and get away with it. This has been going on in office environments for a long time. I'm old enough to remember when some video games had what they called a boss key. You pressed it and it brought up the image of a spreadsheet to pretend you were working. But in a home office it's easy to take longer and longer breaks from work. Different challenge is working too hard and too long. That can also happen. It goes back to the problem that your new office is by definition at home. So if you work late, there's no commute back home, so you've got the excuse. You've got the excuse of putting in the extra time just this once to finish something that, well, you need to finish, but before you know it, you don't spend any time with the rest of the family, or just yourself chillaxing, and you're permanently at work. Which could be an escape mechanism for you, but it doesn't help other people who are affected, and it may not help you either. Of course, it could be that you find most or even all of these things challenging. That's normal when you start working from home. If you've just moved to home working, maybe with little or no help beyond it's happening now, that isn't really surprising. You need a coping mechanism that isn't laden with calories or caffeine or alcohol or all of them. Something that will help rather than hinder your productivity in the new working environment you've found yourself in. Setting the time aside to play yourself a hypnosis track can be a very effective way of doing just that and coping much better. It's a simple download that you can listen to at home, you're there anyway, and that'll help you to adjust to the fun as well as the problems of working from home. You can download that track from the link below this video and start listening to it immediately, so go on, go for it.